Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Krill, Ambassador of PinSeeker, and today my golf tip to you is going to be about the transition in the backswing. So this is very important because the top of our swing, when we start transitioning down, the club needs to be in a position that it sets us up for successful squaring of the face and transfer of weight. So if the club is in a bad position or the hands are in a bad position, then we're setting ourselves up for failure, and we're basically trying to recover basically the entire way on the downswing to try to get to where we can hit the ball. And usually we bring in bad habits when we do that. Usually loss of posture, steepness, early extension, things like that. But if we get the club in a good position up top where we don't have to rely on bad habits and we can just concentrate on rotation, we're gonna tend to hit the ball a lot better. So what I mean by this is the term I'm going to be talking about today is going to be across the line. So too many golfers that come into my bays when they're getting lessons, their club is across the line up top. And what I mean by that is if I were to draw a line up my right heel, up my right leg, and go up into the sky, the club would be on the ball side, closer to the ball, which is across the line. I like to see the club more behind that line. So why is that? There's several reasons. So let's go to something simple. So if the club is across the line over here, this head can get kind of heavy. And basically it gets hard to control, where if it's over the line and it's supported by the big parts of my body, which is my right leg, my glutes, and things like that, the club seems relatively light and I can bring it down on the same plane in an easier fashion than when it's across the line, because when it's over here, now I've got to reroute it and try to get it shallowed out. That requires a lot of athleticism and a lot of good timing. So let's see here. So if I balance this club like this, it seems relatively light and I've got a lot of control over it. But if it starts tipping over here, I'm going to have to run and chase it to try to keep balance. Doesn't mean that I can't do it. If I run fast enough, I can keep that balance and maintain it, but it's not going to happen very often. But if I keep the club centered over my hand, I can maintain that balance for a long time, and it's going to be really consistent and easy to maintain that balance. And that's the importance of staying behind the line or on the line, and we don't want to get across the line. So I've got a couple of drills for us that we're going to go into today. So I'm going to lay the club down. And this is going to be a 5-pound medicine ball, okay? So what I like to do with this ball, and I get my golfers to come in here, and I tell them to take this ball back, okay, with two hands. And this is what they look like. And you can see in that angle in the camera that this hand, let me put a glove on so we can separate hands. So when they take it back, they look like this. And you can see that if I were to look at hand percentages, I can see my glove hand more than I can my non-glove hand. And that means that they would be getting across the line. So what I like to see is I want to see equal in the hands. And you can see basically the ball is in between the two hands. That's the position we want to see. And then we rotate back down just like this. So that is drill number one. Drill number two, I really like this one. So if we pictured this as a bucket of water or a basket of water, we're going to hold the basket up right here because we got water in it. I don't want it down. And I want to dump the water behind myself, okay? So here we go. So if that had water in it, it would be dumping behind me. We don't want this. We don't want this. We want it here. And then we want to bring the basket back down like this, okay? That is two of the best drills to give the feeling of not getting across the line up top, okay? So I'm going to show you And I've got another drill here that really works pretty good. So if you have an alignment rod, stick an alignment rod in the back of a club. And this you can use for several drills out there. People that tune in to our channel quite a bit realize that I love a good alignment rod in the back of the stick, or the back of the club. But today I'm going to be using it a little bit different. So what I like to use this for is I want to use it as a guide to show me, it's an extension of the club, to show me where this club is pointed, okay? And what we want to do is maintain this club pointing somewhere. Let me get another training aid here. So I'm going to take the club back, and I want the trail of the club, or the stick of the club, to be pointed on my target line going with the ball. And you can see I laid down an alignment rod behind the ball, and that's going to give me a good reference as I take it back. So if I get too steep here, that's going to be a tendency to get across the line. And you can see, and I can see out of my peripheral vision, that this is not pointed at my target line. But if I maintain at the target line, my club gets behind my hands, which is not across the line. And that's going to set me up for an easy transition on the way back down. I'm not going to have to rely on timing, and it's going to be really consistent at squaring the face up. So I hope you take these 3 simple drills that's going to fix a major problem that I see in all amateur golfers. If I get 10 people in here to get a lesson, 8 or 9 of them are going to have this issue. So take these training aids, and all you have to do is get a 5-pound medicine ball. It could be a 4-pound, it could be a 3-pound, doesn't really matter. Something that you can just fit in your hands, it's not too big. You can get a range bucket. You can get just a small little 2-gallon bucket, will work, and rehearse taking it back and dumping the water behind you. And then last but not least, an alignment rod in the butt of the stick, and also put another alignment rod on the ground in line with the target. So these are 3 simple, easy things that you can do at your house, in your simulator, on the range. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you comment below if you guys want to see any extra content or you have any questions on this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, happy pin seeking.